we'll start off with some of the easier stuff that Kevin Feige brought up.
Yeah, so I don't get angry. Let's
we'll
not
build up to the
gaslight
anger.
me.
We'll build up to the anger.
Let's not gaslight me, guy.
But any Moon Knight fans?
A different R word.
Yeah. So yeah, Kevin Feige said that Moon Knight and the Eternals will return in future MCU movies.
Yep.
So
we heard that the Eternals we talking about Eternals 2 is in pre-production. They actually are going to be doing the Eternals 2.
Yeah. So they're talking about post Endgame characters. So they'll probably be after Secret Wars. Which would make sense. Mm-hmm. So if you're fans of those, it looks like we'll get some more of them, which I'm pretty excited. Hopefully, I have hope in the Eternals. I think they could do something cool now that we have the characters. I think now they can actually do something maybe interesting, because like you don't have to introduce all these characters and set up their relationships. This is like boom, here they are. You can like start doing stuff.
When you're having ensemble groups, and we're already going to have X-Men coming out, I think it's gonna be really hard for Eternals to pop.
Oh yeah,
because you're looking at ensemble and you're looking at X-Men right down the barrel. You look like, okay, that's what everyone's waiting for, and they're gonna give me Eternals. People like, man, F that. I don't want anything to do with that. Mm-hmm. But by that time I might not be watching Marvel. I don't know. The way things are going, I don't know. How long does it take to make Blade, Tank? How long does it take to make Blade? Has everyone here has had an idea how to make Blade? How can they mess it up 4 different times?
Yeah. I mean, it also was bringing up Blade. Bo DeMeo came out and said a bunch of stuff too, and specifically about like any like kind of black writers, black creators in the studio, and it's like unless it's Ryan Coogler, everyone else just gets like kind of pushed to the side.
Yep, they second guess everything you're going to say. Oh, that don't sound like a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
They treat you a certain type of way.
Yeah. So I mean, why the Blade movie's taking so long and going through all these versions of the story and stuff like that? Kind of makes sense. So,
that movie's never going to happen.
Right? Just it's going to be eventually. He's actually going to be a vampire by the time they actually make it. They have to turn him into a vampire, just keep him alive for that long.
No, we black, man. We gonna be good. As long as we don't want the water, we're gonna be all right.
Yeah, but so there's that, and then we have something we already kind of talked about with Spider-Man. So he said it's going to be a street level story, and I think after the rearranging of schedules, it seemed like we're like, okay, yeah, that they're probably gonna go back to that.
We already know the Hulk's going to be the bad guy, right?
I don't think he'll be the bad guy.
That's what I've heard at least 6. Daniel RPK was saying that the Hulk is going to be the villain.
Who's the other? They had an actress signed in for that movie too. It wasn't Nicole Kidman, was it? But yeah, I know they brought in another actress. Oh, besides Sadie Sink, whatever. Yeah. There's another another actress. But Hulk will be interesting. It would.
The rumors that it's going to be Savage Hulk, with Mark Ruffalo being that guy. So that's why I was like, there will be some small guys, whatever, Scorpion, whatever, Tarantula or something. You can even do. I mean, you could have Black Cat, which would be interesting. And Vulture coming back, but the main guy needs to be Savage Hulk.
I'm not a big fan of that because is Hulk really street level?
No, and that's why it's weird that we're saying it, because I mean, it's like, but if everyone gangs up on him, but how are they gonna get there? Like, we're at a point right now where they're just.
Is it gonna be half a Hulk movie?
Well, he just starting over, right? This is the beginning of him being poor, making his own suit, being on the streets of New York. So it's hard for me to like, how are you going to? We already know Mark Ruffalo's in the movie. I just don't know how it's going to work.
I think Jason said, I think we're getting Punisher too.
Yeah, he's supposed to be there too.
Yeah. He's supposed to be in there too. Yeah, they confirmed that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So, but he's saying street level
villain though. He's supposed to be
he's gonna be
he's gonna help them.
But he's gonna do the same thing he does with like Daredevil. He's gonna take things a little too far, and Peter's gonna be like, whoa, we can't blow off heads. So. But that's the Punisher thing. Punisher wants to kill people, and all the other heroes are like, no, you can't do that. That's just
that's what he does.
exactly. Yeah, that's just the story of Punisher. But yeah, so we're getting at least that. And then we got him talking about Miles, which was kind of surprising. And he said they're not allowed to bring Miles Morales into the MCU. So
I listened to what he said, and the question was, it said we are not allowed to touch Miles Morales until after Beyond the Spider-Verse. And then we can have that conversation. But until Beyond the Spider-Verse is dropped, you can't bring Miles Morales even up. Don't even bring him up in conversation.
Yeah.
And that's what 2027, is that what it was?
I'm fine with that for now.
But you don't bring up Miles Morales. So that the second Spider-Man movie, if they're doing a trilogy, maybe we hear Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at 2028.
Yeah, because they asked him showing up in the MCU. He said that is nowhere in the near future. He goes, that is nowhere.
Because you can't touch it. You can't touch it.
So the Miles trilogy in 2027, and he said we've been told to stay away. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah. So,
but that conversation can come back up after, was it
2029?
So Beyond the Spider-Verse, which I think is going to be an amazing movie. We're talking about 28, 29 before we even get anything about Miles Morales.
Yeah, for sure. We got Sheet in the house. My bad.
I'm good with that for now.
It's very disappointed by Feige. Jonathan Major is his name, sir.
We're gonna
get there. We're getting there.
Let's not. Oh man.
Yeah.
For the anger coming up. Push it back
down. So we got that. We got some news about the timelines, which we kind of already know, right? It's good hearing him talk about it.
Everything go down to one timeline. We're going to merge all.
So reset the singular timelines and reboot the MCU. So he said the current MCU plan is
with that
7 years long.
Be careful. These
I know, right? Yeah. But he said he has a plan that goes until 2032.
32, right?
Yeah. So that's his plan. So 7 years, it's not bad.
I believe he stays on Marvel as the president of Marvel Studios only till 2032. I can see him leaving
after that. Possibly. Because by then it's gonna be so big by then. Because granted, it's going back to a singular timeline, but I mean, you're bringing in all the Fox characters, all the X-Men.
But they're all they're killing them off, and they have to redo it all.
Which brings up my next. Then another thing he talked about. They said Marvel plans to recast the X-Men and eventually Tony Stark and Captain America. So,
all right.
Not Captain America. He says Steve Rogers. It says Steve Rogers, not Captain.
No. You telling me now you recasting people now? Now you want to recast people? You want to use the same words? Oh, it's okay. After we have to get rid of. We have to get past this. It's been long enough. We need to have another person come and do. You want to recast people now? Did you hear his argument? Oh man, come on, man. Well, I told you stay away from the R word. Feige, come on, man. Don't put those words out there. Don't be trying to talk about it's okay to recast the white guy, right? But it's not okay to recast the black guy. Come on, man. Don't do this to me. I don't even want to bring this stuff up, but you bring up Steve Rogers, you bring up Tony Stark. Really? Before I get into T'Challa, after was it an hour and 30 minutes of screen time and all these phases, and you want to bring that back up? What the hell? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I feel like I'm being punked. Like I really feel like I'm being punked. Like you really gonna go there with recast?
So on the flip side, there are some people saying that is this like hinting, since he is recasting, Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, is the T'Challa we get in Doomsday or in Secret Wars, I think Doomsday, is that going to be the actual T'Challa from a different universe to try to start to unify everything again? Why
do you have to bring up those other guys who've been in every single movie that's ever been out for Avengers before we get? I don't think I can get a full sentence out because the anger just levels is going to go out. It says eventually Tony Stark. So
for real.
Did you really put the recast word out there though? Did you not think might not be the time to be? You want to bring up recast? The first time you bring up recast is for Tony Stark, Steve Rogers. That's what
Ethan,
the first time come out his mouth.
We're big recast T'Challa advocates here, so just so you know, I know your first time here, so yeah.
Just go on, Tank. Just go ahead.
What kind of sparked this change? Completely changing the recast policy.
But that's the thing. It's like it's only been a policy specifically for T'Challa. They recasted William Hurt. They recasted War Machine.
Mm. They recast William Hurt. They didn't even, they did that shit while his corpse was still fresh.
Yeah. The next day, they're like, we got another old white man, Harrison Ford.
We need another one, guys. We need. You know what? This
makes me want to burn this motherfucker down. Come on, Boogie, let's burn this motherfucker down. Come on, Boogie, let's burn this motherfucker down. Let's burn it down. Let's burn
it. I gotta edit that now. Instead of Harold and Kumar, have like Kevin Feige talk about recasts.
Just like I can't believe the first time he brings that up. He does.
Yeah.
And that's not the beginning of that's not the end of the disrespect.
Oh, that's just level one. That's just level one. That's the one we've been saying for a long time now. We've been saying for a long time now.
Man.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I don't believe none of this crap.
I need DC to do something. I need DC to do something for real. I can't believe Kevin Feige even had the audacity to get his mouth ready to say those words. I need DC to do something. Give me Mr. Terrific. Give me Icon. Give me Static Shock. Give me something I could go on to because I'm done. Bro.
At least I know it's a little side step. James Gunn did come out, talked about Static, and he's like, "There's copyright, not copyright, distribution rights. There's I guess copyright, whatever. But there's those kind of legal problems, with Static.
It was the thing that we talked about before.
Yeah, exactly.
It's exactly that. You can't use the young Static because that's Milestone. And distribution will have to go through and be shared with Milestone. So that's a big thing,
Yeah. So, but James Gunn's also talking about Ryan Coogler a lot, in one of his recent interviews.
I'm okay with Ryan Coogler.
Ryan
I just don't
Coogler
think
come
Ryan
over?
Coogler has to be the only person to put out a
That's the
black
problem right now.
person
Yeah.
movie. Like that. I mean, someone someone's going to kill the father has to die in this movie too. I mean, obviously that's just what's going to happen, right? In every movie, no matter what, he gonna do a Mr. Terrific movie, and we can find out his dad died too. You know, Eddie got go do that. I mean, this is just what happens. He doesn't have to be the only one. He does he has done a good job multiple times, and he's Oscar worthy director, unbelievable script, right? All those things. But he doesn't have to be the only one. Why does it always have to be the one rule? You know, there's always one we can allow to come through. And then other talented ones, we got to stop them. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I feel like my hair is turning gold, and I'm like, it's just go, just go crazy, go to another level.
I would say is Ta-Nehisi Coates ever directed? I know you wrote stuff.
Everything. He wrote everything.
But I don't think he's ever directed anything.
But he'll be a good writer. I don't know if you need him to be the director, and but there's other
scripts.
We got Peel,
Oh yeah.
Like I don't. You can do. There's other great directors and writers that can do these things. You don't have to always say the same thing. He's the only one that could do this. No, he's not the only one.
Yeah, like where does the stigma come from that it's like just one person? That's suited or able to do stuff like this.
Yeah,
I don't. No, I never grasped that.
Yeah, I would love to see Jordan Peele do something. I think that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
He has all the chops, everything you will want. You can have. I mean, come on.
I want to see Nia DaCosta another crack at it with a good script.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want to see her another crack at it.
She's a very competent director.
Yeah.
Even I didn't think The Marvels was without its merits, but it definitely wasn't her best work. But it kind of seemed
didn't give
like
her a villain.
Yeah, it seemed like she was under a lot of restrictions and kind of tied down by just a piss poor villain, if we're being honest. Unfortunately, Darban wasn't anything great.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so talking about, I saw this where he goes, of course they gonna recast Iron Man more important than T'Challa. He's laughing. In the MCU, yes, but if it's a newer, different Iron Man, is it still gonna be the same as having Robert Downey Jr.?
Iron Man has been in like 10 movies.
Yeah. But they can easily go back
to 1.5.
Yeah.
He's been the main person in 10 movies. Iron Man is a C-level character. Like, why are we talking about Iron Man like he's that guy? He's not. Yeah. Spider-Man is that guy. There's no doubt. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about Spider-Man is that dude. He is Marvel. He's
the poster child for Marvel.
And we're pretending Iron Man is.
Yeah. I mean, before the MCU and you thought Marvel, obviously, X-Men is up there, Spider-Man's up there, Captain America's up there, Black Panther is up there. Iron Man might be.
He's like 6 on the list. Like
I was gonna say maybe like closer, like 7 to 10.
He's a dude. Captain America is much higher.
And that's just saying X-Men as a whole. Like just they're their own kind of category. But yeah, but.
The fact that we're talking about it like that, and it just drives me nuts.
Yeah. Success.
Yeah. Let's talk about Jonathan Majors too.
I didn't know Jordan Peele did say he doesn't want anything with Marvel right now.
I don't know if he said it, but I understand him not wanting it.
Yeah. So let's see. We talk about that. Also, with the X-Men, before we get into that, he said the X-Men when they restart the X-Men in the MCU and they get rid of all the Foxmen, characters, it's going to focus on a young cast and it's going to focus on like youth. So it's going to be like early X-Men, like kind of very early X-Men kind of stuff. So, which I am super down for that.
I mean, didn't Jordan Peele meet with Marvel like last year? Talking about X-Men?
I've heard he's met with them in the past about something.
That was a huge thing. It was a huge story, right?
Yeah. I forgot about that. All right. And then we'll get to the stuff that came out like today. I think it came out today, right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of like the headline is
comic books, all this stuff.
Is Kevin Feige claims Kang wasn't big enough and Marvel already planned to pivot to Doctor Doom. He kept talking about Kang, the actor of Kang, or Kang's actor or something like that. If you watch Emergency Awesome, I think he was a lot more positive spin on it than I had when hearing about it, which was kind of interesting. But yeah. So yeah,
Well, so what's the first one? What's the first thing I saw was
So before we get into the actual Jonathan Majors part of it, just the character Kang. So supposedly once he got back the X-Men rights, or once he got the X-Men rights, he already knew we have to move away from Kang. We have to go with Doom because Doom is a bigger kind of character, which more people know, Doom and stuff like that. I'm not going to argue. Kang is a problem and he's a badass, but compared to Doom, who's more well-known.
If you write Kang right, that's bull crap. Like, come on, Kev, you don't believe that.
Yeah,
I don't believe that. Come on,
I don't believe that for a second.
No,
they're just walking things back. They were clearly all in when it came to Kang. From the jump, that he was going to be the next like big bad Thanos level villain that the Avengers were gonna.
They could have done it.
Go up.
He could bring up could bring up X-Men, right? He could be because Apocalypse. He connects to all of it. Fantastic Four, he connects to Apocalypse, connects to all these villains. He is in all these stories. So what kind of bullshit are you trying to pull right now?
Yeah, like, come on, dude.
Because he's talking to people, he's assuming that he's talking to people that don't read comic books. No, don't get me wrong. Doctor Doom is awesome storylines. But it's like 2 or 3 storylines. Kang is about the same thing.
Yeah.
Depends on what you make of him. Don't let ants beat him. He should have killed everybody. If you would have killed everybody, then I would talk about Kang being the biggest threat in all Marvel ever seen.
I don't want to get back into it, but there's ways you could have wrote that movie where the good guys won, but the bad guys still kind of won too. You could have had the good guys lose, and
they should have lost and escaped.
Fucking Ant-Man.
They should have lost and escaped.
Yeah,
that's all it should have been.
Yeah,
they lose, but they escape and they with their lives. Yeah. Come on.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes it's an animated show on Disney XD or Disney Channel at whatever one. It is a great Avengers show.
Really
Kang storyline is so good, and he's a big problem
because he's everywhere. And there's so many variants and he can go. He's in the past. He's in the future. He's in the present. He's everywhere. So it's not like saying Doom is
eating Kang's lunch. This version of Kang, sure, but in the comics,
the real Kang, Kang really is.
Yeah,
Kang would kill him because Kang was going in the past. He would just time jump to that point and kill. Yeah. That's what Kang kills, no questions.
Yeah, he's literally everywhere.
He's literally in every storyline. He's in the background of every single storyline. The beginning of X-Men starts with Kang. We talk about Age of Apocalypse. Is Kang.
And then there's the Council of Kangs too. So there's other, which they started to touch on
With
in the
Loki.
in
They
Loki.
did it with Loki until
At the
He
end
Who
of
Remains,
Ant-Man,
what
I
he
think.
is. And no matter any
But-
timeline and everything that you do, he dominates the end of the world. When the world is going to end, he's the one that dominates it.
Mhm.
So like, I don't know. I do like Doom. I want to say this. I do like Doom. I think he has a lot of he's powerful. He has a lot of connective tissue, but he's really, to me, mostly the Fantastic Four. To me, he's mostly Fantastic Four. Even though he does stretch, but he's the biggest in the Fantastic Four. But he does connect to a lot of different times. But King does too. So like, you're not talking about like, an ant versus a whale. This is not what's going on. Like, that's not what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a beluga and a blue whale. Like, they're both whale. Like, this is what it is. They're both big guys. Like, this is it. They're great villains.
And I think there's probably a good way where you could have Kang, being you already started that storyline. You could keep it going, but Kang and Doctor Doom can do a lot of interaction, and you could do something really cool that we don't see ever yet. Two villains going at it.
You could even could have said, we're going to split up the time for now, and eventually will come to us. Kang, I'm taking Kang's taking the past. He's from the future, but I'm taking the past, and I'm taking the future. You can have the present until it gets to my future, and you'll see me later. And that'll been it. You can have a conversation to that aspect. Like, he's going to be in the past. He's also going to be in the future. And Doom could have this right now, but eventually your present is going to run to my future. And then we'll discuss what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You don't have to kill off anything. You can push it off by having that conversation. That's it.
Yeah. I thought that would have been cool. Is like, now because Kevin brought this, Kevin Feige brought it up. But we got Doom now, so we got to like, kick Kang off to the curb, which I thought was stupid. But we're gonna get into the Institute in a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna get into that for sure.
That's what Tank was saying about you could do the original Secret Wars when you have Kang and Doom.
Yeah. And I would love to see that, because like we have not got two bad guys at the same time fighting. And I think that'll be interesting, like, movie to see. You know what I mean? I don't know what you would call it. You figure out a name. I don't know, whatever. But like getting two villains to like really fight it out, I think that'll be cool. I think that'll be really cool. Because it was always good guy versus bad guy, good guy versus bad guy, good guy versus bad guy, which is, it's fine. But seeing two bad guys kind of go at it, and Kang and Doom, they go at it, pretty often. I mean, Doom kind of goes at it with everybody anyway, but but Thanos is technically gone for now, so without opening up that can of worms, having Kang and Doom, I think that'd be cool. That would have been super awesome. And then getting the Fantastic Four, introduce Doom there, Kang with the Iron Man stuff, and then blah blah blah, everything going on with that, and
Kang's connection to the Fantastic Four, so you could deal with Doom, but you have Kang's connection with them. Being, they're relative in the far in the future. Yeah, and then you see how important Reed Richards is, see how Franklin Richards is, and see how important that is, and then start to understand that every year after year they get more and more powerful, and you could bring that up. So those are all just things that you should have done, and there's no reason for the fact that he didn't say Jonathan Majors' name. Now, I mean, is it a legal problem? Did Jonathan Majors sue him, and that's why he can't officially say anything? Is that the case? If that's not the case, then you better say his name.
That was interesting. Him not bringing up his name. So I know you watched Emergency Awesome. I don't know if anybody in chat watches Emergency Awesome.
I watch Emergency Awesome, Everything Always.
Yeah,
both.
Yeah, was it Everything Always? It might have been Everything Always.
He's all
where he was bringing up. He did a video.
Yeah, he believes that Kang should have came back.
Yeah. I mean, he was a very big supporter of Jonathan Majors too. But yeah, it was Everything Always. I think I was watching because he's the one that gives away the PlayStations, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
PS5s.
The PS5s. I watched his video and he seemed more positive about it all. Where he's like, oh, he didn't say it because he didn't want to stir the pot for now, and then it's
Trying
gonna
to
be a
let
bigger
it
thing
settle,
later.
and then after this whole thing is over, he could be the villain afterwards.
I mean, it's a. I guess if you want to like positive, vibes and positive mindset, but I don't know, man. Like when you don't say a name, it's like you're beating around a bush for whatever reason. You watch him, yeah, he's good.
Everything
I like
always
him.
is awesome. I respect him because even if Marvel, because he was in with Marvel, right, and then Marvel started doing this whole thing with Wakanda, right, and he kept on saying this is not the right thing to do. This is not good. I don't know why they're doing this, and they kicked him to the curb.
Kicked him out, really?
Yeah. So you can't say that about us. And whatever. So,
yeah,
I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah. So he's good, but yeah, I don't know. I don't quite kind of like what he was saying is like, oh, it's a good thing. I'm like, I don't feel like it's a good. It doesn't feel like it's a good thing. You know what I mean? It's like when you avoid somebody's name, it's like you don't avoid somebody's name who's positive. You know what I mean? You avoid somebody's name who has some like negative feelings either you have towards them or in the public eye or stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just but again, like you said, maybe Disney was like, better not say his name. Very much like what James Gunn kind of thing. Now we're finding out now with these interviews where James Gunn was fired by higher ups than Kevin Feige, and Kevin Feige was fighting to get him back. But in the meantime, Kevin Feige had to kind of stay quiet about it all. So yeah.
It's funny because I'm angry about all this stuff, but I am still excited about Fantastic Four. That's terrible.
If you're like you said, like if Kevin Feige decides to hang up his Marvel hat at the end of this 7-year plan that they got going, I mean, maybe
I think that they do.
Maybe he like tries to get things back on track, and I think he can. I think he's a good enough producer and a good enough bigger picture kind of guy where I think he can get it back on track. Yeah. But then he does shit like this, and you're kind of like, it doesn't fit, doesn't sit right.
Yeah, it doesn't. You look at it.
Right.
I mean, I think Fantastic Four, but I'm not a huge Superman thing. I think I like Superman is a mantle. It's been passed down, but it's always been movies all been about Clark Kent. But you could have other Supermen around, but the main movies are always about Clark Kent. I just want that same respect for everything. Almost same thing with Batman, Bruce Wayne. It's Bruce Wayne. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Just do it that way. Said that No Man might be sneaking in there into that post-credit scene that people are getting. No one's seen it, so people have seen the movie but haven't seen the post-credit scene.
Yeah,
and he said that he might sneak that in real quick.
Yeah, I like that. Oh man, it says I think they will eventually bring back King, and that's what everything always said. That it seems like they can possibly bring it because that's who King is. King can kind of like pop back in whenever because of the time travel kind of stuff. So
he's in every storyline, guys.
Yeah.
Like literally, Age of Apocalypse has King in it. Like at the end, Days of Future Past. I mean, King's there. King's everywhere. So I mean, you could really do any storyline and have King.
Yeah, I mean, you really can. Let's see. See, Brian's gonna go Super Saiyan. They could made King great. Yeah, they should have. They should have.
It's easy. It's not even a hard thing to make him good, make him great. He should have won. You never had Thanos lose leading up to a great Thanos movie. It was Thanos, I'm about to go show you guys. And they killed everybody.
Yeah.
You could have had Kang winning overall. You set up in Loki that he destroys all the universes. and he's so powerful. His own variants decide to come together to kill him. You can make that work.
Yeah.
He should have been an unbelievable character. You F that up.
Yeah. Like the only way I can think of them unscrewing it is by saying like, oh, that wasn't the real king. That wasn't the one that we were told they got, that was a different one, but even then it seems like, don't do that. Like,
I just think Jonathan Majors deserves his chance to show what he could do. And
yeah.
I like Robert Downey Jr., but I don't think he's not the end all be all for me. And they're talking too much like that he's the end all be all. No, do good writing.
Yeah.
Respect the characters. You do those things, it works. Don't tell us all we're stupid because of what we like, what characters we like. Listen to what we like. Write the script. Don't let us decide how the script goes. Just say this is how the character is, and we're gonna respect the character, and we're gonna make a great movie around it. And do your job. Do it.
Yeah.
But don't play us like we're stupid. As Brandman's talked about, when we talk about the Superman movie, at least James Gunn didn't treat me like I was stupid. And too often Marvel's trying to treat you like you're stupid.
I think it's a lot of times the writers, like I don't know if they look down on comics and they're like, oh, I'm a better writer than a comic book writer, kind of thing. It's like I can make the story better, like that type of mentality, and it's like, so
awesome.
Yeah. That's funny.
But no, I think that's the problem, and give respect, do your job, do the right, make a good storyline, respect the characters, and give us the stuff that we want. That's it.
Yeah.
If I think take it, you used to say this, like if the comic book people like it and it's interesting, the normies probably gonna like it too.
Mm-hmm.
So don't.
They're gonna look at the comic book fans. It's like, hey, should I be excited about this? And if the comic book fans are like, not really, then it's like, well, you're the professional. You know what I mean? Like you're the person who knows about this, and you're not excited. Why should I care? You know what I mean? So
that's what Jonathan Majors said in that apple in the Loki one. I was like, this is about to be epic. This is about to be the baddest motherfucker in the world.
Yeah,
it was so awesome. Like that appearance and just him absolutely crushing it. Like it was really like it had me hyped. It was like a great taste of things to come.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going to be so cool to see him be these different like facets of this technically one character, but he was really going to be able to flex his acting chops. At this point in time, we all knew the dude, had chops. Just look at Lovecraft Country.
Exactly.
I was really, really pumped, and that appearance in Loki had me pumped. And even, even in Quantumania, it was think what you will of that movie, but I think his performance was a standout of that movie. What's up, Kenny?
It had nothing to do with his acting prowess. It's the fact that the script didn't have him kick everyone's ass.
No, the script failed him, and then there was that whole debacle, which we could spend all night talking about, and it was just too many
what up, Ty?
There's too many outliers.
But
it was never
don't you do it even in books? Be like when we read books, like not even comic books, regular books, and there's a series, right? That villain is winning. It seems overpowered, and trying to overcome that villain is the whole story going forward. So why couldn't they just make him overpowered, and then that be the whole story going forward? Exactly. How do we beat this dude?
It should have been an Empire Strikes Back type scenario or ending. I think that would have been really ballsy.
Yeah.
Especially in the case of the Ant-Man movie, which are known for being lighter. It should have been it should have been that was your chance to showcase just how big a threat and how serious Kang was, and what kind of repercussions this could have had for the future of the MCU had they stuck with him. I think we needed that. I think if we were gonna establish him, at that point in time, assuming they did go forward with Kang Dynasty, that was really your chance to do that and to hammer home just how dangerous he was, and what this was going to mean for the Avengers. Yeah,
She killed like 2 people. We already knew Wasp was going to be gone. She was done. She was done.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had the original Hank Pym should have died.
That's what I assumed was going to happen.
And both of those actors are retired now.
Exactly. So you could have killed Hank Pym. You could have killed the Wasp, and now Scott Lang is sitting there distraught because he made it back, but he's the only one. Him and Cass, the only ones that made it back. Everyone else died. Done. Now he's an unbelievable threat, but y'all didn't want him to do it well, But and we can get off of this thing because I know I could go on and on for it, and I really want to talk about the Institute. So
should have been some fatalities. Yeah,
I think after I saw that movie, I said, "Why didn't Hank Pym die?"
Yeah, yeah. I don't get it. Was that the last Michael Douglas movie?
I think so.
I don't know if he'd done something small since then. I doubt it, but yeah, I think he came out and said he's retiring. So what? Last week, I think he said that.
Yeah,
recently. So easily, easy decision to kill him. You turn King into like a real problem. You're like, oh shit, this guy is a killer. But then you also contradict what happens in the TV show. So I get you want kind of the movies that do its own thing and TV shows that do its own thing, but they should work together. And in the TV show, they said this is the Kang that is scary, and then you give us that.
He should have destroyed everything in the quantum realm.
Yeah,
everything. He just destroys everything. He is an Iron Fist, and they escape. Scott, and Cassie, the only things that escape. And everyone else dies.
I know Michael Douglas was begging to be killed off. I didn't know that.
It just didn't make any sense. But he's barely even doing anything. He comes on his little ants with his little trumpet. Like what? He's coming in like what? Kang can't just go kill this dude.
Yeah. And also a lot of actors like having like a death scene so they can do the death scene kind of thing. So yeah, give it to him. Give it to him.
This makes me angry.
Yeah. Let me catch up with some of the ones some of the bigger comments I missed. Fernando said, I can't believe the MCU is still struggling to come up with a Blade script. We would all read a dope script by now.
Yeah, like what is the holdup? Like why is this such a tough such a tough
they're waiting for Ryan Coogler to be able to write it because obviously he's the only black guy that can do it.
Yeah,
he's the only black guy that can do anything.
It's so interesting because I'm not saying anything that you guys don't know, but there's been such a holdup with this movie that the costumes that they made for Blade were used for Sinners.
But that's because they were going to originally have Blade be a 1933 period piece, which would have been fine. It would have been very much like an Interview with a Vampire in that type of aspect, and seeing him running around in that type of time. But being a black man during that time, you add those type of things, and that could have been okay, but if you're going to put it in common day now, fine.
And I wouldn't have minded it being a period piece, when you're doing something like that, and even though the they didn't quite stick the landing with Blade Trinity. I absolutely love the first two, by the way. They kind of have you kind of have to do something to kind of like set yourself apart. Those movies still are pretty iconic and you know, still
Yeah.
like fresh enough in everyone's mind that you have to do something that sets itself apart.
Marvel, and the fact that something that saved Marvel, you're not even giving them the respect to get a good script out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like people have said in memes, Blade was the original Marvel Jesus, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's really the house that he built. So yeah, yeah, I agree, man. And I don't understand we're talking. The movie was announced what 6 years ago?
6 years today.
6 years today.
Mhm.
6 years today, guys.
Like-
well, let's talk about the things that haven't come out on time. Hey, everyone told me I was crazy. Blade and Ironheart. What do they have in common? Have you had another black movie that wasn't Wakanda Forever come out since then?
Exactly.
Just asking.
Yeah, there's a lot of Marvel stuff going on right now. But yeah, we appreciate everyone. Before we go on, if anybody's watching, if you want to hit that like button, it helps us out a lot.